Julia Angwin set out to take control of her online privacy. She wanted to erase her digital presence. What she learned is found in her new book, Dragnet Nation, A Quest for Privacy, Security, and Freedom in a World of Relentless Surveillance. Welcome.
It's great to be here.
It's good to have you. Tell us how you did it in that year and what you discovered in that pursuit.
So I brought a few props. I put my phone into a metal cage that protects it from transmitting any signals. I set up a credit card with a different identity. I quit using Google search, and I worked to get my information out of data brokers.
And what'd you find?
Yeah, exactly.
I found that, I went to pretty extreme measures, but I wasn't that successful. The truth is we have some control over some parts of it, but things like the phone and the data brokers were very hard for me to manage. The phone, basically, unless you're not using it and you put it in a cage, it's transmitting all the time.
But you were talking a lot about shopping online, and I thought that's pretty harmless. So I'm shopping online, I buy a couple of things, and then 2 days later an ad pops up for something that I bought. What is the harm in that?
It's true that I also thought this seemed somewhat benign.
Right.
But in the book, I tell the story of this one woman who was at work, and she was on Facebook, and there were a whole bunch of ads for gay cruises on her page. And one of her colleagues walked over and said, "Why are all the ads on your page gay?" And she said, she was out, but she didn't want her colleagues to know about her life. And so all of a sudden she was outed to her colleagues, right? So this is the kind of thing that can happen that people don't think about.
In fact, as part of your quest to achieve some privacy, you defriended friends on Facebook. Why?
I did. I unfriended everybody on Facebook, which actually offended a bunch of them.
Why?
But, the thing is with friends lists is that they're very revealing. Who you're friends with is very much who you are in some way. And so I realized that I was just giving out too much information about myself. And also as a journalist, I felt that I didn't want people to think these might be my secret sources and have some suspicion land on them.
What was the most frustrating thing about this?
I would say that actually I was very frustrated by the data brokers, these companies that keep these huge amount of files on you, and they have your name and address and all the things you buy, and more they have what you're doing online. And they don't have to show you the information they have about you, nor do they have to let you remove it. So I identified more than 200 data brokers, and of those, only a dozen would let me see the files, and less than half of them would let me remove my information.
And how long do they have the files? Because you tell a story that you went back to 2010 and could track what you had done all day online in 2010.
Right. So actually that was on Google.
Yeah.
So I didn't quite realize that Google was keeping everything I had ever searched for ever since I opened my Gmail account in 2006. And they had all my searches sort of lined up and sorted by maps and shopping and topics. And I could look at any day and see what I had looked for. And that day that you're talking about was very revealing. I wake up in the morning and I Google the weather, and then I Google what I'm going to write about in my news stories that day. And then I started looking for clothes for my daughter.
So what do we do? What do we do, Julia? Suppose I don't want you to know, we don't want you to know everything about us.
I think we have to be a little wiser about our choices in technology. We do have some choices. So for instance, after I saw my Google web history, I switched to a privacy protecting search engine called DuckDuckGo. And I started using technology that would block those ads from popping up. And so we do have some choices that we could use.
And you make some important points, too, about our children's privacy in this book as well. Julia Angwin, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Dragnet Nation is on sale now.